and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, in the fourth part of the second stream on the map submitted by the Reddit community, which was one of the two suggestions that tied the poll in the last Reddit poll. We're picking up at the bottom of round 26. We have 4 decisions awaiting us, in addition to a war with the local slavers. Let's deal with the decisions first. You want security cooperation. We're just gonna say no. We probably want 10 invested in there. We probably want 10 invested in there. And, whoops. We want like 30 in you. And of course, then that means these gotta be split 25-25. They're gonna be limited to what's left.
Sir, yes, sir.
I still don't think we got an interior counselor. Or got a counselor to replace. The empty space, no.
Sir,
Gotta postpone
yes,
that. And that's as that is. Okay. We're trying to discover tech-wise. We want solar power. We want sealed roads. Military, we'd really like automatic rifles. Wouldn't be that. Automatic rifles, padded enviro suit, high velocity gun. You know, the works. The usual works. We're working on ammo factory right now, but that's really not a priority to get done anytime soon. For some reason, this is considered a non-zone, which is making it a little bit hard to try to embed spies in it. Although this is a territory, which does imply that it's got some sort of inhabitant in it. Yeah, it's not showing up as one of the zones that we can target with spies. Now, I could imagine that maybe there was a modification that made it so that certain territories, like the ones with arachnids, are not as vulnerable to being spied on or something. That might be the case. We don't currently need any reinforcements. Do I want to drive you out of that territory? Probably. Let's try to drive it back.
All clear, sir.
Oh, interesting. Not expecting the unit to completely explode. And of course, we don't have enough action points to do an attack, a good attack on that hex. Although that's kind of where we want to go next. Replenishments. We did lose 4 of our GI2s, so we want to get those replaced. And at this point, we probably want to extend the road if we can afford to. Even if it's just one hex. Yeah. That should put him back in green. This one will probably get moved into yellow, if not green, at that point. In fact, I can probably check that by just resetting the show. Yeah, put him into yellow. That's good enough. And we're going to try to work the way up back towards the slave territory. Ideally, we want to control all the hexes within 3 of our zone. Rest is declining. Danger is declining. It's causing happiness to rise. We're 1 point short of 50. Loyalty is starting to get dangerously close to 50, though. And again, we already checked. No new leader card. So with that, let's go ahead and cycle a turn. Yeah. But in theory, dump the remaining industry points into ammo, which wouldn't have been the worst of plans. And again, to some degree, we're just suffering from the whole, the map is big, lots of things are happening, and no, we can't see half of it. Well, it looks like... Oh, I was about to say... It looks like the slavers are withdrawing, and then they did a little bit of an offensive maneuver as well. Oh. And whatever that group is come rolling in. We may know what type of group that is. I suspect it might be like arachnids or something like that, in which case I will be not happy. They also took my road. My newly built road. The Fiends. It's not yet. Although we're probably back into unknown regions that we can't see. Oh, an entire unit of non-aligned rifle militia have completely destroyed themselves in the attack at this point. And it should be transferring around to us. Shortly. Well, I hope you enjoy the run. The run's been a bit slow, so it might not be. You might want to skip over a lot of the end turns. And yeah, we got to push them out of the three hex limit. At least 2 hexes away has been helping a lot. We just killed 3 infantry over the end turn. We have 3 decisions. It's the beginning of round 27. And we've discovered gas-powered small arms, which we really probably don't want. Okay. So, good news, bad news. We now know why we can't put spies in there, and it's because it's robots. Yeah, we're gonna start this fight. Means they're gonna need even more forces to do a proper pickup.
Requesting backup.
Well, that's not good. Okay, and the rest of that needs to go into making bullets.
We'll
we don't
go.
run out of bullets. Zone decisions. Yeah, given to some demands. Don't even bother trying to research
Okey-dokey.
gas small power, gas powered small arms. And still no new leader, so we're gonna have to postpone that last
Sir,
choice.
yes, sir.
We'll go.
Make sure we got some money around for budgetary reasons. And then that's the new status quo. We're gonna cycle the turn again. Well, hope you find it as good background material. We're definitely the silent parts early in the run were definitely a little bit treating to me, but I think we're making some progress that makes it hopefully a worthwhile listen to, even if it does have very long silent bits in here. At least we've got the robots, the slavers, all back out to at least 3 hexes away. We'd like them to be farther than 3 hexes away, but they're at least 3 away at this point. No, I didn't check the happiness / loyalty. If everything's gone according to plan, we should hopefully be over 50% happiness now, which should mean the loyalty won't go below 50. We'd like it to be better, but it is what it is. Slavers are moving. Although, not moving completely out of the territory, just moving back and forth. There's the robots attacking. We didn't manage to hold... Or actually, I was about to say we held. We managed not to have everyone die, let's say that. And the robots don't have a particularly great zone of control, so they're likely gonna... Well, we lost those 2 hexes. We're probably gonna get them back. Well, I suppose the robot was in one of them to start with, so we'll definitely get that one back. We really don't actually need the other one, so I'm not that concerned. We'll have to obviously get some anti-tank weapons to properly deal with these robots. Because they're AI, they're not particularly great at attacking, so I'm not too concerned about them getting out of control. Unlike the slavers, which could get out of control. We are running into a slight problem that we're maybe not very good at attacking them, so it's kind of a mutual problem. And there goes the last of my 3rd cup of tea. Okay, it should be swinging over to our turn shortly. Closest state, round 28. Over the end turn, we did lose 200 infantry to the robots. We have 3 decisions awaiting us. Let's look at the city. So we did get the zone happiness over 57, or up to 57. Danger is still coming down, unrest is still coming down. I managed to keep zone loyalty over 50. Although it is uncomfortably low. Crime Syndicate goes to war. We can respond naturally, or say intimidatingly. We'll say naturally. I don't really want enforcement, but we don't need to keep the crime boss happy either. Focus on discovery. And any luck with another leader? No. Malicious standpoint, we do need 3 more GIs, even before we start the fighting for the turn. Okay, so we're not going to do any attacking. I think we want to attack that one next. And then let's also go ahead and raise another... Oh, I don't quite have enough industry for that. And we probably need more bullets, so let's buy bullets instead. Yep.
Wilco.
So slowly and surely, we're restabilizing the place as we get danger and unrest down. At this point, they're probably far enough away that we can get it stable enough. And we're not necessarily in a rush. Would like to cover that hex. Would like to get these guys actually out, because we are actually at war with them. So that way we could shorten that line to 4 wide. And then to deal with the robots aren't super heavily armored, but we need some anti-tank weapons. Oh, these AI are in fact actually better attacking than defending. I know the ones that you get are worse at attacking than defending. And then we've gotten a
Sorry,
leader for
yes,
this, we have to
sorry.
postpone that decision. Again. Again and again and again. Over and over and over again until we get lucky and get a leader. Of course, that means, presumably, that we get another option to bring another council in line. We should probably say no. We've already got one without a leader. We don't need a second one without a leader. Let's cycle that turn. So you just finished a hard, large 300-turn game. It was fantastic. Well, sounds fun. What? The last one? I forgot how long the last one was. I've had a couple of long games. And yeah, long turns are definitely the price we pay for a colossal size map. So I think this is a maximum sized archipelago map. If my understanding from the submitter slash his postings on the forums were correct. Although I've definitely had some long games, even on faster game speeds. I think the one I posted that was where we had a nuclear weapons exchange. That one went 260 turns. And that was on fast game speed, which was probably one of the reasons the AI managed to, start nuking people. But so many people died to atomic weapons in that game. One advantage of turning the game speed down, or the development speed down, is you're much less likely to get atomic weapon deployment. But yeah, long games are nice. Don't necessarily appreciate long end turns, but because that's very much a map settings thing. Sometimes you're gonna have large maps where the end turns aren't that bad, because there isn't tons and tons and tons and tons of minor factions. This one, for example, has got, I think, 11 majors. 11 majors and probably an appropriate amount of minors to go with that. In fact, it has been quite a while since we've looked at the victory point status, so probably when we get back to the turn, I'll probably bring up the victory point status, and we can see how badly we're doing. Last we checked, we were in last. I suspect we are still in last. Okay, good to see that we are standing firm in all our defenses. We suffer no losses nor made kills. We have 6 decisions awaiting us on round 29. According to some returning wasteland explorers, the arachnids in Athero territory have leveled up to swarm, so there are some arachnids on the map. We have finished redesigning our armored buggy, redesigning our buggies to actually be armored. These have 25mm armor. We've got income tax, although we probably are not going to be particularly well off to roll income tax. Adventurers discover a special location. Back down there again, huh? We're telling you no, because we can't even feed you that far away.
Sir, yes, sir.
Ambitious leader. Take a little bit of rest.
Okie
Take a little bit of
dokie.
rest there. New organization. No.
Sir, yes, sir.
Tier Council. Did we... I don't think we hit the card. No, we didn't hit the card we need for that, so postpone
Sir,
that.
yes, sir.
Model design. We've upgraded the infantry, we upgraded the recon buggy. Until we develop new small arms, there's no upgrade for the infantry, or small arms or armor, there's no upgrade for the infantry. Buggy is the high-speed machine gun, which is actually behind the upgrade for the infantry. Yeah, there's no upgrade for the MG. So at the moment, there's no upgrades on these four. So we're going to do no new orders and hope that we can find artillery or tanks. Ideally, probably artillery. Calm down the riders by talking to them or pay a ludicrous amount of money. We're going to take the risk that the conversation with the riders doesn't work. This is an oratory roll. I will, in an attempt to make this a little bit more likely to succeed, we're going to play a strat card on you. And the strat card we're going to play is the Medal of Merit.
Sir, yes, sir.
And that's because that provides him a charisma bonus. And now it's up to 92 versus 104. So he needs to succeed, he needs to roll a 12 on a D100. That's pretty reasonable.
Copy that.
And he does succeed. In fact, it's a critical success. I went out into the streets to parley with the protesters, riders. Oratory roll of Cunning Fort is 176 versus difficulty 104. Critical success. Looking guilty, everyone went home after I spoke. Unrest did not increase. And one of the people didn't get happy. The rest of it was people going up, so that's good. Honestly, at this point, our governor is probably by process of serving in the position for long enough, probably getting pretty decent. Yeah, for someone who's cap 2, he's decent. At this point, we might not get rid of him just because I'm going to have difficulty trying to find someone who's better. At some point, we probably... this is one of the reasons I was holding off on deploying the strain. Granted, we don't have any strain problems yet. Is only cap 2, so he's not going to get much better, but he's good enough. That's apparently not a problem. From just time spent in the job. No new leaders. Difficulty 20, although... Or difficulty 20 because we've got no income tax. We're rolling 31 minus 25. So we'd have to roll 14 up into D100. 14 up in D100 isn't too bad.
Sir, yes, sir.
And we did succeed. Okay, so we've got that income tax. So that should help with the treasury cash flow. Although we won't see how effectively that has improved it until next turn. We're currently running a 23 credit deficit. I don't think a 10% tax rate is necessarily going to cover that, but that'll be slow with the burn. Victory overview, which is something I was going to bring up. As I suspected, we were still in last. We are in 11th out of 11. Although this maybe also shows you no one's particularly having a great day. The score leader, who's mainly the score leader due to population, only has 5 victory points. So, and most of them are around 2.5. So yeah, we're not doing great, but no one's doing great. No one's off to the races, and because the end turns take us so long, we're only 29 rounds in. And Twitch chat is bringing up a good statement, right? We could always shift the mediocre governor to a new city later if we get a better governor that we'd rather have in the capital. One of the reasons I've commented on the fact that the governor isn't particularly great is we do have a strain solver. This is a really good card that I don't necessarily want to put on a mediocre governor. Is kind of the pain there. Okay, we're gonna inch forward a little bit. Let's see, can we drive you back? No. That is a failure, and a painful failure. How many casualties is that? 14 subunits, probably all infantry, yeah. One of them might have been a machine gun. Yeah, one of them was a machine gun. No successful pushback, and I don't think we've even gotten any of them killed. Is a problem.
We'll go.
City stability-wise, unrest has gone up. Oh, because the protesters, yeah, the protesters. Danger is going down, diminishing due to time because we've kept them far enough away. And population happiness is now up to 58. So we're getting closer and closer to it actually being at or above loyalty, which means loyalty will start to go up, so that's good. And worker happiness isn't worsening, so that's also good. And with that, we cycle the turn and continue to move forward. At this point, we definitely don't need to expand any further south. Although I do want to push these 2 slavers back into the northeast. Oh, and I forgot about the adventures. I'm just now realizing as we're in the intern, I can see them just in the bottom left corner. It's like, I forgot about them. We could at least do a little bit of reconnaissance with them before they go poof, but I screwed up. It's a mild screw up. Okay, we're seeing the Slayers move around a little bit. We'll see if they leave that hex unoccupied. They do, that limits the amount of attack I need to do to take one last hex. We hold against the Sentinels, that's good. and the adventurers are not being attacked, but they're definitely seeing the locals. Remember, I'll try to do a little bit of exploring with the adventurers before they starve, at least. Once we have a strong enough military that we think we can break out of our starting area, I think that's the direction we do want to head. We know there's 2 refugee camps down there that'll provide... I forget if the refugee camps are 200 population each, or if they're 200 colonists each. But either way, that's worth picking up. Socialist state, round 30. We suffer no losses, nor made kills. We have 4 decisions awaiting us. I still don't think we got any leaders. Black Dark wants total control over their estate. We're going to tell them no.
Roger that.
Our people actually have some rights. We've been invited to dinner. We're going to say no.
Affirmative.
I don't think we have a new leader to replace. No.
Sir, yes, sir.
Major worker strike in York. We will pay them off. Although that means we need to get some more money. We'll generate that by selling 82 earth metals.
Wilco.
It has been 1 turn since the taxes have been implemented. So we can now see how much revenue we're making. The 10% tax revenue is generating us about 20 credits a turn. So that has mostly covered the deficit. We're down to only burning through 6 credits a turn, which is a pretty good improvement. And we drive them back. This is not going to be very cost-effective. No.
Requesting backup.
We destroyed 3 subunits, although 2 of the 3 subunits we destroyed are armored. We lost 7 in exchange. And at this point, this is basically a destroyed militia unit. Although that is an RPG unit for the actions that we're currently using, that is our armor penetrating unit. So we probably will have that guy hang around, at least for a couple more attacks here. We can drive them out of that hex. We've got sort of the borders we want. And then the rest of the industry is going to go into making ammo.
Wilco.
Let's see, any interesting cards? At some point I'll want to interact with the Maritime Training House. Really, I need to get a port set up before that does me anything. Okay. That's the state of affairs. And yeah, we're still securely in last. Although not necessarily that far behind in population. It's from at least number 10. It's mostly the planets. We control very little planet. Then mining wise, or prospecting wise, we don't think there's anything to find. Okay. No discovery yet. Moving towards that. No discovery yet here. Discovery investment is up to 100, so we're probably getting pretty close to discovering some stuff. It's useful. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle at least one more turn. We'll see where we are at the end of the next turn, whether or not we're going to go ahead and end the stream and the recording, or if we're going to go another turn after that. And I forgot the the adventure again. Okay, nothing too concerning. Although we did lose a couple hexes to the slavers, that's fine. They weren't, I suspect, important hexes at all, so... Yeah, looking at the time, because of how long it took for this end turn to go, we are going to play out one turn, but we're not going to run the end turn at the end of it. And that's probably where we're going to save and put in the part break for the recording and the stream. We are getting attacked by the non-aligned militia in the top left there, but we hold. We don't lose any casualties, so that's perfectly fine. I think the rifle militia at this point, based on the fact we're getting attacked by like 100 of them, are starting to run out of militia. The non-aligned forces generally, I don't think, recover new troops. We suffered no losses nor made kills. We have 2 decisions on round 31. We failed to do that reconnaissance claim. And one of our people have commenced rebel operations. Okay. That's annoying.
Sir, yes, sir.
So that probably means we're now down 2 leaders.
Sir, yes, sir.
With no replacements in sight. And not enough firepower to deal with rebels.
Requesting backup.
Yeah, his Twitch chat says he's basically already surrounded, so that's a plus. Yeah. Let's try one more attempt at trying to get them out of this hex.
Requesting backup.
No luck. At this point, we've lost the RPG, the militia RPG. So we've got some artillery pieces, but that's not going to be enough. Do at least in any time soon. Okay.
Wilco.
And I think that's probably where we're going to go ahead and put the end for this recording part. At least it's being a little bit more interesting. We're not sitting around sort of twiddling our thumbs, hoping that the slavers will move out of our way, but definitely not as productive an opening as I would like for a run. We've got the rebels here. The rebels... Well, now that we've got the motorized guy here, probably we stand a little bit better of a chance. And they're basically surrounded. They probably won't really get anywhere to cause a problem. And yeah, we're gonna figure out how we're gonna deal with that last bit of buggy tank action. If we drive the 1 hex back, then I think we've basically got them where we want them to be. That's kind of the problem is, how do we get them to drive 1 hex back? Still working on that ammo factory. Granted, we're not really investing very heavily in that ammo factory. It might come down to the point of once I get rid of the rebels, because everything has stabilized mostly, as far as danger. Oh, danger went up to crime level. Okay, so the crime's a little bit of a problem. Get crime under control. Get rid of the rebel. We might just have to accept that guide's there until we can get enough bureaucracy to actually develop some anti-tank, or at least some tank weapons. Model design is working on discovery. We can't actually discover anti-tank right now because we don't have... well, we don't have artillery. Apparently anti-tank's behind artillery. But we don't have... We can discover bazooka? I guess the bazooka doesn't require RPG. I'm always thinking of it as requiring RPG. There's apparently a bazooka type that doesn't require RPG. So we could discover the bazooka. The bazooka would definitely be very good if we could get a hold of it. Same thing with artillery. 60mm howitzers on light tanks would work. We don't even necessarily need to armor them more than the buggies. We just need to develop 60mm howitzers on 25mm armor would probably work. And then if we let our industry actually stockpile for a bit instead of attacking, we can probably deploy a armored buggy. That would also help, especially with dealing with foot infantry. I don't think it's going to help against the tank. I think the tank's probably rocketing enough firepower. Although these are a regular tank, so I don't know what they've got for caliber on their weapon. The fact that it's got more soft attack than hard attack makes me think it's rolling around with a howitzer, but I don't know how big that howitzer is. Could be 20mm, could be 40mm, could be 60mm. I can't just tell that by guessing by looking at the irregular tank. Although, if you go into the game files, you probably could figure out what it is. Yeah, so this is where I'm going to put the part break in, finishing up, sort of looking. We've got no prospecting hopes. So we are a little worried in the near future because the scavenging will run out. So the civilian scavenging is at 0.6. Our scavenging is at 15.8. When this runs out, if we haven't found an alternative source of metal and fuel, then we may be a bit boned. So that's the impending cliff where everything goes horribly wrong. Hopefully we have found some metal sources by then. You're watching on YouTube. There should be a part up for you tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we did just record 4 parts today, 4-hour-long parts. So there will not be the next recording session for this will be on Sunday. The situation has improved enough. I was a little pessimistic in the middle of the stream, but the situation has improved enough. We will probably try to continue this on Sunday, which is 4 days from now. Tomorrow we're going to continue the Humankind run that we started up, what was it? Last Saturday? I think it was last Saturday. Humankind run we started up last Saturday. We're playing it a lot more aggressively, and we're playing it on Empire difficulty this time, so let's see if we can go ahead and win on Empire difficulty. And let's also see if we can get our way out of last. I believe when we left off from a fame perspective, we were still in last place, even behind our own subject, who we managed to subjugate 1 person during the run. We're currently at war with the other 2 players, NPC players. We'll see how those wars go, whether or not that results in us getting more territory or us doing more subjugations. We'll find that out in tomorrow's stream. Friday will be the continuation of Xenonauts. In theory, I looked up how to set up more bases. So we'll set up a couple more bases so we can have a little bit more radar coverage of planet Earth. so we can intercept a few more of the spaceships. Also, we're going to try not to lose soldiers. We've been getting better. We lost like 3 on the first mission, 2 on the second mission. We got it down to 0 for the last one. Let's see if we can keep losing 0. And then Saturday will be the continuation of Strategic Command, World War I. Oh, and I need to update that because it says assuming Farthest Frontier is complete. We did finish Farthest Frontier. In fact, we started Strategic Command, so it'll be parts 3, 4, 5, and probably 6 if everything goes according to plan. Recorded on Saturday. And then Sunday, as I said, will be the continuation of this run in Shadow Empire. If you're watching on Twitch and you want any comments responded to, feel free to let me know, and I'll try to respond to those comments. If you're watching on YouTube, same thing. Feel free to leave a comment if you've got anything you want to see in the game. I can pull up any of the reports. It does save an autosave every turn, so I can do that basically on any turn. Although the autosave is at the end of the turn. Much like now, I'm going to go ahead and as soon as we end the recording here, I am going to put a save in. I'm going to leave the stream up for a minute to respond to any comments that any of the Twitch viewers have after I end the recording. So until the next part or next stream, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.